Hello, folks. NYKia31 here, bringing you a game of Madden 25. Haven't seen the Jets in a while. What's going on with my Jets? We'll get to that in this video, as this is season 1 of the PS4 edition of the 4th and 1 online franchise. Let's get to the title of this video first, and that is the Madden Silly Season has finally begun. I've dubbed this time of year the Madden Silly Season in the past. And what do I mean by that? The Madden Silly Season begins when the first Madden trailer drops and proceeds until around the release of the demo of Madden every year. And what tends to happen is that overreactions and overanalysis are inevitably made regarding glorified commercials. The usual cycle during the Madden Silly Season begins like this. You have a little teaser trailer that usually releases during the draft or a week before the draft, followed by a series of other trailers in the weeks and the month afterwards, followed by developer blogs and whatnot. And then you see gameplay footage of early builds of the game, and then more gameplay footage during the month, I would say, of really around July, and then going into August is when you really start to see more gameplay footage come out. Sometimes you'll see footage as soon as June. But what tends to happen during the Madden Silly Season is that the sim whiners of the sim community go into woe is me doomsday scenario modes with repetitive sky is falling rants and raves and whines without really knowing anything. No one knows how the new game is going to look, play, or feel as of yet. No one will know for quite some time. Only people who know as of right now are the people who are working on the game. But given the time of year that we're in, late in the Madden year, and with the anticipation building of the next year's game, naturally there is a desire to have something to talk about. And as much as you would like to have the commentary be measured, sane, and reasonable, you're all more often than not dealing with fully evolved minds. Emotionally, mentally, you just get a whole lot of repetitive nonsense. That is the Madden Silly Season. And the most ironic thing is that the so-called activists, the hardcore activists, the ones who claim to be these ride or die warriors, they seem to be mysteriously absent. You have a couple of guys who are still doing a good job of keeping people in the loop, but the hardcore, quote unquote, sim activist kind of slinks into the background, which is a good thing. Let the rational people in the community do their thing and provide us with what is going on and go from there. So, that is that. May the Madden 25, or the Madden 15 rather, silly season begin. So, now, let's get back to this game. All you really need to know as far as how this season is going is that I'm down to Matt Sims at quarterback, and my best receiver is Brandon Lloyd, who I picked up off the scrap heap. And plus, Quentin Coples is out for the season, and we're dealing with the the latest roster update, end of season roster update. So the Jets are horrible, especially for the style of play that I'm playing on offense. I'm using the run and shoot, and they just don't have the pieces for it at all. At least not in season 1 here. Gino got hurt. I have Stephen Hill, David Nelson on the outside, Santonio Holmes in the slot, and even Santonio Holmes isn't that great. This version of him isn't that great. He's not the PS3 Santonio Holmes. That's for dang sure. I got Chris Ivory, who's still doing some good things for me. And again, I picked up Brandon Lloyd off the scrap heap in waiver wire, and he's been my most productive guy as far as this season goes. My defense is actually pretty dang good. I'm actually wasting a very good defensive season. I'm playing 3-4 in this season, as opposed to my customary Tampa 2. Just to show you guys something a little bit different, I've been working on a 3-4 style that I feel like I've gotten down pretty nicely, and I'll share that in the not too distant future. But I go into this game at 6-6. The Raiders are having a very good season, so I'm trying to stay alive late in season one for a wild card spot, and I'm currently up 12-10. And the problem I'm having is what you're currently seeing: too many field goals, because I don't quite have what I need to consistently run the run and shoot. I like to have my guys playing specific roles. Santonio Holmes comes through for me. What am I going to do without Santonio Holmes? How many big plays have you seen that guy make for me over the Madden years? But anyway, the team just isn't a very good fit offensively for what I want to do. I should really be running a power running scheme, but that's just not my way. My offensive line is built for run blocking. Chris Ivory is a good power back, for example. But alas, I am stubborn in trying to build my team into my image. And I'm still holding on to a lead. You saw the Raiders get on the board with a threaded needle pass against a zone blitz. If that was a linebacker coming back, I probably would have gotten an INT, but it was a big fat defensive tackle. And here I just make a very risky cover zero play call, and I get roasted because I had DeJuan Landry in man coverage with a slot receiver, and that will never go well. So now I'm down 24-19 and trying to march back. If I lose this game, I'm pretty much out of the playoff mix. And the Raiders are actually playing for home field throughout the playoffs. But Matt Sims is doing some pretty nice things, but he's still Matt Sims. There's only so much I can do, and I get really lucky there. I mean, he's a third-string quarterback for a reason. When Gino went down, I didn't want to go with Sanchez because I know what Sanchez is, and there he leads Stephen Hill right out of bounds. And we get a turnover on downs there, so I lose, and that will pretty much end my season. So those are my thoughts on the Madden 25, or Madden 15 rather, silly season, which has commenced, and my thoughts on my year one Jets. Failed to make the playoffs, so I'm just now building for future seasons, as many seasons as we can squeeze in before the new game drops, and I'll post some footage of how we're looking, and we're now in season 3, so hope you guys enjoyed. Love to hear your guys' thoughts on the Madden silly season, and I'll talk to you all later.